Hey yo, so I'm fresh out of intentional time, right? And I was just sitting up here, like just dreaming and like just seeing vision. And it was a vision of me getting ready to go on stage. It seemed like I was at a next level speaking event with Jeremy Anderson. And I wasn't one of the people like in the crowd. I was actually like one of the guest speakers. And it was like a surprise situation. It wasn't anything. It didn't seem like it was anything that I had been planning for. Like it was just on the fly. And so I remember seeing like E.T., Jeremy, like a few other people, and I was going to open it up. And so as I was sitting there, watching them getting set up and waiting on my turn to go on stage, I started writing. I started writing down keywords because I was like, I didn't, have time to like prepare a speech. So I'm writing down keywords, and some of these words are like dream big, travel, next level, just all of these things. Like I'm literally preparing to go on stage. So I get on stage, and I mean I'm having a time. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling people, look at your neighbor and tell them like, yo, you next level. You know what I'm saying? Like really just on some encouragement type energy, right? And so I woke up and, that led me into intentional time. Cause I was just like, man, Lord, like my dreams lately, like I ain't gonna hold you. They been on point. You know what I'm saying? Like when I tell you I've been enjoying like rest, wow. But it got me to thinking, what's keeping that from being your reality? You know what I'm saying? Like, and as I was sitting there having intentional time, it brought me back to a message that my mentor sent me recently. And in the message, it just talked about how God created the universe so that the universe could work for you and not you work for the universe. So if you are living life where you feeling bogged down, you stuck, you tired, all of these different things, that means that you are working for the universe instead of it working for you. And so I started thinking about this, like, and I've been reading my Bible plan, just different things like that. So, I don't know like all the scriptures and stuff in the Bible, so I be paying attention to just different scriptures that, just start pointing out to me. And so I had came up on John 10:10 yesterday. And basically, it says the thief's purpose is to steal, kill, and destroy. My purpose is to give them a rich and satisfying life. And so I had started thinking like, okay, if God's purpose is to give us a rich and satisfying life, why life ain't satisfying? And it got me to thinking, your reality is what you make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you actually sit and pause and think about this, your reality is whatever you decide. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I know that that can sound like kind of cliche or very vague, but if you think about a lot of the problems that you have, you'll probably begin to see that these ain't even your problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, you have participated, you know what I'm saying, in certain situations, but overall, these ain't your problems. And regardless if they're your problems or not, guess what? You have the power within yourself to make a decision. And that's what it's going to come down to. You making a decision. And so, that leads me into the theme that I want to talk about today, which is, did it kill you though? Yo, listen, some of us, life has hit us hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, different circumstances has come about. We've lost jobs, lost relationships. Some of us going through an illness, like financial deficit, like just whatever life is throwing at us, right? And y'all know how, like, if you didn't come from the era of gentle parenting, then you know what I'm talking about. But y'all remember when your parent used to hit you, and like they'll hit you and you had to like, and then you'll start crying. Like, you take this long pause. You take this long pause. You feel me? Before you even start crying, or this me and my family, they've been and told us to go to bed. They come pull the door and we play sleep. Like, that's us right now in life. You feel what I'm saying? Some of us playing sleep. Some of us playing possum. Like, bruh, yeah, you got hit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was embarrassing. But did it kill you though? You know what I'm saying? Like, did it hurt? Of course. I ain't even gonna hold you. That stung a little bit. Okay, say that, but don't just lay there. You know what I'm saying? It made me think about when David was facing the Goliath, the giant, right? Bro was I'm speaking from the TV series that they had did back on Amazon Prime, which was a really dope series. I definitely want to help produce that. But anyway, but yeah, bro was sitting there running towards the giant, right? The giant threw one of his bows, and that giant had actually hit David. And he had like fell down and stuff. And so it was like he had laid there for a minute. And everybody that was watching was like, like, man, I knew this. I knew, you know what I'm saying? Like, I knew bro was gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, this wasn't going to end well. And so it's just like, yo, how many times have we had a situation where, you know what I'm saying, it was public facing, and yes, we got knocked down. Yes, it was embarrassing. Yes, a lot of people, talked about it or saw it or whatever the case might be, but it didn't kill you. Like, in that moment, David laid there for a minute, and then at some point he started getting back up. And that's the difference maker right there between you and your situation versus some of your favorite celebrities in their situation. They decided to get back up. You know what I'm saying? I was watching what is that, All's Fair, the other day with Kim Kardashian, Niecy Nash. Yo, it's a really dope show if y'all ain't checked it out. But I was really just looking at the show from like, just, from a showrunner perspective, where I'm just like, yo, this is well written for each character personality, like from their outfits, the language that they use, the presence that they bring, like all of it flows, right? And so what's happening is they have shaped their own reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I look at the show as a whole, they only deal with wealthy individuals. You know what I'm saying? Like, their law firm is not your ordinary law firm that you call if you just like had like a car accident, or you got, I don't know, a work compass, whatever the situation. Like, it's very tailored, it's very specific, it's very niche. And so it's just like showing me, when I'm watching the credits and stuff, I see that Kris Jenner got a doggone production company. And I'm like, when did Kris get a production company? It makes sense. I mean, shoot, they always on TV. You might as well get some of that. But it made me start thinking like, man, they have really, like the Kardashians, they have really created this empire, like around their family. And, a lot of people don't like them. They be hating on them, all of that. And what I'm saying? I feel like, okay, boom, like, I don't really follow, what I'm saying, the situation. So I'm like, what is it that y'all hate about them or whatever? But it really just showed me like, okay, they said Kim went through a situation, public facing. I know Chloe went through a situation, public facing. Chris even went through a situation, public facing. Like, all of these different people went through a situation, public facing, and at the end of the day, they still chose to get up. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't let that embarrassing moment keep them in hiding. And that's what a lot of us go and do. Like, we go and hide because we embarrassed. We go and, what I'm saying, romanticize the setback. And, we end up just staying there. And it's just like, yo, if you want the things that you're dreaming about to become your reality, you have to change your mindset. You know what I'm saying? You got to change your viewpoint on the situation. Like, yes, it happened. I remember when Mike had to go away for a few weeks because of the whole spit hit the fan situation that he did during a sermon one time. And it's like, I just think about all of these different situations that people have gone through public facing. And it's like, at the end of the day, the difference between you and them and I is, yo, making a decision to get up and keep going. Make a decision to get up and keep trying. You know what I'm saying? And that actually makes me think about the book that I found the other day. I was in my closet. I was spending time with my mom, and I had pulled out some VHS tapes. And I had seen this old box. I mean, I ain't looked in this box in a few years, man. And I had ended up coming across this book right here. This is DJ Khaled, the Keys book. And when I saw it, I was just like, yo, I remember when I was reading this joint. And I remember during the time of, I got the keys, the keys, the keys. Like, it was such a hype moment. It was such a dope moment. But a lot of people started hating on Khaled, DJ Khaled, because it's like his energy. You know what I'm saying? He always talking about we the best and I got the key, major key and all of that. And it's just like, okay, like, and it's just like, and he'll be saying, they don't want you to win. They don't want you to da-da-da-da-da. And people be like, well, who is they? And it's like, everybody got a they. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a group of haters somewhere that, you know what I'm saying, hoping that they don't get back up. And for you, that just might be the enemy. For you, that, like, you might not know for sure, like, in person that you got people that's not rooting for you or whatever. But always know that just like, God is present, like, there's an enemy too that don't want to see you win. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, what I want to get into are just 5 points, and I ain't gonna, y'all already know, I could be long, but I ain't gonna be long. My point number 1, you got hit, but you didn't die. You gotta stop speaking death over the moment, man, and don't let it finish you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when my little brother told me, like, yo, I feel like you've been in the valley for a few years. It's like, I have been in the valley for a few years, but there was a time while I was in the valley where I actually got leveled up. And I feel like I put my own self back in the valley. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom, I'm finna set the scene. So I had just got, I had been doing all the things that God had been telling me to do. I get this opportunity to create a job for myself within this $1 billion food and beverage company. I mean, like, it was one of those moments like, is this a dream? Like, is this real? You feel me? Like, this can't be real. And so literally I had told them, what I want them to pay me. I created the job, like the details of the job. So basically everything that I was getting to do was something that I had planned to do, right? So boom, they greenlight the situation. I'm in awe. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm like, bruh, did they did they really green light this? Like I get to travel and like shoot content and like help people tell their stories. Like y'all really paying me to do this? Like this is crazy, right? And so I was really feeling like I was in a season of overflow. You feel me? Like I felt like I was really like in a season of abundance. And I remember making videos while I was at the airport. Just, you know what I'm saying, really just praising God and just talking about Yahweh and the whole thing. And so I actually ended up getting into a relationship too, and it was a relationship that I had never even experienced before as far as like the level. And so that was even showing me, yo, when you're in abundance, when you're in overflow, your access to you have access to different things that you might not have had access to before. And so part of having access though means that there's a part of you that has to die in order for this other version of you to actually be here and maintain the access so you don't abuse the access. That was a lesson that I had to learn. And unfortunately, like when I tell you one thing left after the other, I got laid off from the job. Well, no, I think the relationship had fell through first. And then I got laid off from the job like a few months later. And it was just like I was really like I was grieving. I was mad at myself. Like when I tell you I really had felt like I had just fumbled everything because it was just like, bruh, how did you go from like just overflow, overflow, overflow? And even people around me was telling me like, yo, you acting different. Yo, this, yo, that. And I couldn't understand at the time like why they kept saying that because it was like I was still going to church. I'm still having my intentional time. Like I'm still very much doing me. You know what I'm saying? Like what you mean I'm changing? But what I realize now is I was changing because their access to me was changing. You know what I'm saying? Like I was literally like putting myself first and they wasn't used to that. You know what I'm saying? And so you know how they say like misery loves company? That's big facts. Like I didn't even know that I was the company. You know what I mean? And so it was just like I allowed people in different situations to like get in my ear during that time and basically help me squander everything that I had going on during that season. And I'm not gonna hold you, like ever since that season, I had really, really, really been feeling like just like, man, I can't believe that happened. You know what I'm saying? I was really feeling bad about it. Like I got hit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I feel like I died. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like as I've been rising up and just, you know what I'm saying, continuing to like just heal from everything, it's like, yo, did it kill you though? And it's like, nah, like that joint was embarrassing. Yeah, that joint hurt. Yeah, like I thought, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just still gonna be there. But it's like seasons change, but it's an opportunity to grow. You know what I'm saying? And it's like for me, I'm learning as I grow and as I go. And that's what you should be doing too. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, a lot of the situations that I've been like, you know what I'm saying, just in, sometimes it's the first time I'm in them, and then other times it's me repeating a cycle. And so you got to pause and figure out what cycle are you continuing to hit in your own life. You know what I'm saying? What cycle is keeping you where you at, and you might be in the valley and it's been time for you to get up out of it. But because you won't let this version of yourself go, because you won't let these cycles go, these habits, whatever it is that's keeping you there, you just there. You know what I'm saying? And you frustrated and you turning into somebody else and your attitude shifting. I know because that's been me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been telling God, bro, I'm tired of being in the valley. Like, what's up? I'm waiting on you. And it's like, no, bro, I'm waiting on you. You know what's required to go into this next season. And so, like, why are you hesitating? You know what I'm saying? Why are you not having the conversations that you need to have? Why are you not moving the way you know you need to move? Like, why are you prolonging? You know what I'm saying? You are the reason for the delay, you know? And so I had to really just sit with like, all right, yeah, I got hit, but I didn't die. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you still got breath, you know, you still thinking, you still feeling something inside, like the story ain't over. And that's what I've been having to tell myself. The story ain't over. It's really just getting started if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, the way I've been elevating while I've been here, like, my mind, I could feel the shift that's happening in my mind. You know what I'm saying? I could feel, because at some point, and this is what I was just telling my partner yesterday, at some point, you're going to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you're going to get tired of being exactly where you at with the people that you're with. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing, too, that you got to come to terms with. There are people right now that's experiencing life with you that cannot come with you to the next level. And, you know, I know you might be a fixer. You know, I know you might be a saver. That's not your job. You standing in the way of God's job. And again, I'm speaking from experience because that was me. I wanted to fix everybody. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to save everybody. I always come from like a humble space because I know where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, I always be looking at it like, man, some people just need the opportunity to just be around somebody that's going somewhere. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, they going to get themselves together and they going to run it up. And it's like, nah, there are some people that are comfortable with them, with their circumstances. And that's one thing that I had to learn. No matter how much a person will tell you, you know, I don't like this or whatever. Watch their actions. You'll start seeing that they don't be doing nothing to try to change it. You feel me? And if they are doing something, they not consistent with it. Watch people. It'll tell you everything you need to know, for sure. The second point that I want to get into is laying down too long makes the ground feel normal. That's what I was just talking about. Like, there are some people who decided not to get up. Their circumstances, they decide to stay in them, and now it's their normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get to looking at you crazy because you trying to level up and you trying to go places. And it's just like, that's why it's important to be around like-minded individuals. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, one of the things I always heard my mom talk about was environment. And sometimes I just associated environment with physical environment. And I'm talking about environment as in like home, you know what I'm saying? But environment also is important amongst your circle. You know, the people that you are associating yourself with, friends, families, associates, whatever, coworkers, whoever. Like, you would be surprised how that energy can start rubbing off on you just by you being around it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can really feel like a cancer. You feel me? So be mindful of the people that you're hanging out with. And these ain't even got to be bad people. You know what I'm saying? These ain't even got to be toxic people. Just understand that there are people around you that might not be going in the same direction that you're going. And unfortunately, you're going to have to let them go and make room for people that's headed in the same direction that you're going, running it up the same pace, the whole thing. You feel me? Another point is shame is loud, but it ain't God. Yeah, listen, shame will tell you, don't show your face, don't try again, don't speak up. But shame don't get the final word. God do. You hear me? You don't heal by disappearing. Yeah, you heal by standing up while your knees still shaking. You feel me? Hey, listen, I know. Come on, man. Some of y'all done been in a fight before. You feel me? Some of y'all done been in a fight before, and it's like, listen, I'm bleeding. I'm hurt, but I'm getting back up. You not finna, hey, listen, you're not finna get the best of me. You feel me? And again, that's a decision, though. That's a mindset. Getting back up is a mindset. Every time you hide, shame gets stronger. Every time you move, it gets quieter. You feel me? You gotta release that shame. And one of the ways to release the shame is by talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Get around, you know what I'm saying, somebody that you close with, or shoot, just take it to God. You feel me? Like, that's what I do. Like, when I'm going through like some of my most like just craziest moments, I go to God first. You know what I'm saying? And then if I have a trusted friend, or, you know what I'm saying, somebody I can lean on, like, boom, I go do that. You know what I'm saying? It's important for you to get around wise counsel. You feel me? Wise counsel, because, again, if you go to the wrong person, you already know a listening ear is a running mouth. You feel me? But if you get around wise counsel, they ain't gonna be on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna actually pour into you, give you the stuff that you need. You feel me? And it ain't always gonna be what you want, but it's gonna be what you need. And I say that because sometimes we be needing some real advice, some real, you know what I'm saying, just some real ish. And sometimes we don't be open enough to receiving it, because it's like it's not what we want to hear. Ain't nobody babysitting us. So, and my other point is, number 4, the hit was information, not a sentence. The moment didn't come to destroy you. You feel me? It came to teach you. And I think it's important for you to like pause and take that in, because sometimes when we go through things, we feel like we take it personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, we take it personal, and we think that, this was really trying to kill me. And sometimes it might be the enemy trying to kill you, right? Or sometimes it might be God just trying to teach you a lesson. You feel what I'm saying? But either way, it didn't kill you. It shows you who wasn't for you, what you ignored, and what you'll never tolerate again. Man, that's so important, because I know for me, excuse me, y'all, I'm sick. I know y'all hear it in my voice. But I know for me, when I've been like going through the valley, there's been situations brought up against me that I feel like has been from the enemy and God. But y'all already know God is going to turn everything, like he's going to use everything. And so literally while I've been in the valley, I have seen who's for me, who's not for me. What type of people can I no longer associate myself with? And I have a hard time letting go. I'm not even gonna hold you. When it comes to people, right? I have a hard time letting go. And I feel like the root of that is, me not being chosen as a kid, right? And it's just like still dealing with that childhood trauma, that childhood root. It has caused me to have relationships and friendships with people that I never would have associated with, like, for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's when I have those moments where I just sit back and I just start looking at this person, not from a judgmental eye, right? But more so, I'm looking at who this person is, like, your character. How do you operate? This, is that, and the third. And it's just like, I don't think we would have associated. Like had we not been trauma bonding, you feel what I'm saying? Had we not been like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if I was in the highest version of myself, I would not be friends with you. I would not be associated like with you. And that's how you have to see things. Don't just keep looking at who you are today. Think about who you want to become. You feel what I'm saying? Think about the person that you want to become, the life that you want to live, and you begin to ask yourself, do those people fit in those rooms? Do those people fit in those places? Do those habits fit in those places? You feel what I'm saying? Do some of the things that I do fit in those places? Like, as you start breaking that thing down and the answer is no, then you have your answer. You feel me? There are things that you need to change about yourself. There are habits that you need to change within yourself. There is a mindset that you need to change within yourself. And there are going to be relationships that you have to change. It is hard. It's complicated. You don't always want to do it. But guess what? You're not going to be able to go to the next level until you do it. My last point, at some point, and this is a good one, at some point, you got to get up without closure. Some of us wholeheartedly feel like we be needing closure. You not always gonna get an apology. You're not always gonna get clarity. You're not always gonna get the ending you wanted. But you still gotta get up. Yeah, because staying down won't heal you. Movement will. You feel me? Like, you have to move. You feel me? You have to make the decision to be like, you know what? I'm going to get up without the apology. I'm going to move on without the apology. Like, you need clarity, go to God. And see, even with God, He not going to give you clarity while you just standing there. You got to move. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you got to move. Like, you know, it makes me think about that part in the Bible where they fed like 5,000 people with, what is it, like 2 fish and a loaf of bread. Like, it didn't start multiplying until it left their hands, not when it was still just in their hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't wait to see, like, okay, Lord, let me see what you're going to do, and then I'll start passing it out. Nah, they had trusted God. They had trusted the process. Like, they was giving it out, and there was still more to give out. So, shoot, we're going to keep giving it out till it ain't nothing to give. But it was like every time they gave, boom, replace. Every time they gave, boom, replace. That's action. That's movement. You feel me? Listen, you got to get up, and you got to make the decision to run it up. You feel me? Don't stay stuck. Like, you get the chance to shape your reality. You make your reality what you want it to be, and you be firm on it, and you move. You feel me? Stay solid. You know what I'm saying? Like, continue to work on your relationship with God. Continue to work on the relationship with yourself, because that's gonna be another topic I'm gonna touch on. As you've been in the valley, you're gonna have to get your relationship with yourself together, because you'll start recognizing you don't even trust yourself no more because you've allowed yourself to be in certain situations. Listen, if you found value in this, y'all already know what to do. Share it, like it, comment. I want to hear some comments. I want to know what y'all thought, man. Like, I'm taking my own advice. I'm getting up out the valley myself, and I'm finna have the life that I've always dreamed of. I don't want to keep being in survival mode. Like, I want to thrive, and I want to thrive for the rest of my life, and I want to be around people that's running it up too. Hey, yo, yes, you got hit. Yes, you got hurt. Yeah, you got humbled. You feel me? But you didn't die. So stop living like this is where the end at. You feel me? This ain't the grave. It's the ground you push off of. You survived. Now stand up like you believe it and run it up per usual. Let's go.